Alright, so what you just saw, what is this? This is grilled halloumi, and the other dish is called fool. You saw it earlier today. It looks so good. We're going to eat it up. I pity the fool. Good morning from Cairo. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but Raul and I just started our day. We were off to find a Starbucks, which doesn't exist. It's supposed to be right here. So we are heading back toward the Nile. The plans for today are actually that we're going to the Egyptian Museum. More about that later. We're going to try and find coffee. Probably, there's supposed to be another Starbucks right along the Nile, but I'm literally in the middle of the road here. There are very few sidewalks to speak of. It's very loud. I don't know if you can hear me. And we're supposed to take this road straight down to the Nile. More to come on that. I'm going to put it in my pocket and look where I'm going so I don't get hit by a car. But welcome to Cairo. All right. I'm not sure if you can hear me right now. It is a cacophony of sounds, most notably the cars beeping at each other along this main road, which runs parallel to the Nile River here. We got our coffee and we are now heading straight down the Nile to the Egyptian Museum. Commonly known as the Egyptian Museum, it's actually the Museum of Egyptian Antiquities. I feel like Indiana Jones. There are two really great things to see at this museum, so that's on the agenda right now. I'm probably going to put this away and just take some shots, not talk too much as I walk down here, but that was a lot to go through to get Starbucks. What do you think? Yeah, too much. But we got it. It's cheaper than it is in the United States. It's about $3 for a venti. This is an almond latte. But the people have been incredible. People have been really nice. Nobody's trying to stop us or sell us anything. I suppose that's going to happen out by the pyramids. But everybody's been very welcoming, saying welcome, because they see our tacky Uniqlo shirts or whatnot, and they recognize us as tourists. But at this point, off to the Museum of Egyptian Antiquities. We're once again in the middle of a large street trying to cross the road. This is like playing Frogger. If any of you have an old Atari video game system, that's what it's like. There's no place really to cross this main street, so you go to the middle, which is what we did, and then you cross over to the other side. So we're waiting. I was going to try and get myself crossing the road, but there was a gentleman who told me not to film the building that was across the street. I don't think he knew I was doing a self video, but there's the building anyway. All right, onward to the Egyptian Museum. Somehow now we have to cross this road. There's no sidewalk, so this is how it's gonna go. Watch. All right, museum's in my sights. We're not dead yet. We've managed to successfully cross several roads, but it's right up here. The pink building behind me, that is the Museum of Egyptian Antiquities, and it has almost exclusively, if not all, Egyptian artifacts, and it has a lot of them. It has over 120,000 different Egyptian things to see in here. There are two that we are going to try and see. One of them is probably the most famous Egyptian artifact. That is going to be the Mask of King Tot. Everybody recognizes it from a picture. It'll be nice to see it in person. I imagine it's probably like the Mona Lisa where everybody is around it, so it's going to be difficult to get no people in the photo, but we'll try. The other is called the Palette of Narmer. More on that to come. Right now we're looking for an entrance and trying not to get hit by the cars behind me. All right, so the museum apparently is doing only group tours until 1:30 to limit the amount of people. Good news is it's 1:20. We were just approached by a gentleman on the street who took us to a specific gift store where they have better stuff than anywhere else to waste our time. And we almost got convinced to buy an original papyrus painting, but I think it's the same original papyrus painting I saw in the store next door. So we didn't, but the guy was so nice inside. He was from Aswan. He gave us bottles of water, which is really, really nice. Yeah, the hospitality here is great, but we're gonna enter the museum now. I'm gonna put the camera away and then we'll talk inside. All right, I got my tickets to go into the museum. I also had to pay to use a photographing device. It's more expensive for video, but I didn't pay for it, so I'm gonna see what I can get away with. All right, onward to the Egyptian Museum. We're gonna go into the Egyptian Museum. Ready, Raoul? He doesn't answer. We just left the Egyptian Museum. We're just outside right now. The King Tut mask, you are not allowed to take videos. You are not allowed to take photos of it. They make you go through your phone if you did manage to capture it and delete it. So in case, for those of you who have never seen it, this is what it looks like right here. Very impressive to see. It is very ornate. Aside from that, we walked up and down all of the halls and saw a couple of the other things. I've shown you some pictures of that. But right now we're going to a place for lunch. There's a famous falafel place not too far from here. The Egyptian Museum as it stands is the old building. It was built in 1902, has been here housing all of the stuff for that long of a period of time. They're building a new museum not far from the Giza Plateau, which is where the Sphinx and the pyramids are. Basically, you can do all of the major sites in Cairo in one day because they're all going to be next to each other, depending on how much you want to see them. The museum was about $13 to get in, and I had to pay an additional amount of money to be able to take photos inside, but there's no photography in the King Tut room. A lot of the stuff here was in boxes or on pallets ready to be moved to the new museum, which unfortunately is opening up here in about 3 months. So we're going to miss the new museum, but I saw the building online. Here's a picture of it here. It is absolutely fantastic. It looks very modern Egyptian. Anyway, Egyptian Museum, well worth seeing. This is not my first trip to Cairo. I was here in 2013. It was right during the Arab Spring period of time here in Cairo, and there were lots of demonstrations going on in and around the area where the museum is. So we couldn't come down here. Our guides told us that it wasn't a good idea. So I definitely wanted to come back and see it, and it's worth it. It's worth seeing. Glad I got to see the old building. The pink building's beautiful behind me. All right, next on the agenda is falafel. Raoul's hungry, and by Raoul I mean me. Let's do this. All right, so we are at Felfella. It's apparently the best place to get food we met a guy named Mohammad in the road. He told us to come here. We were already planning on coming here. These people are so friendly. They want to take us to all these places. So we're going to try and get falafel here. The sit-down area of the restaurant is closed now, but we just went over to see it. It was beautiful. So here we are, falafel in Cairo. Alright, so one of the things I really love when coming to a new country is meeting new people. As I told you, we met Mohammed, who was directing us to go to a falafel place that we were going to anyway. He said, it's great, come on, I'll show you where it is. He took us to the falafel place, and then he told us that he started talking to us about where we're from. He was telling us about him living in Egypt, and he said he works at a hotel not far from the area. And then he said he wanted to take us to a coffee shop to sit down and enjoy the falafel that we had just purchased. What he took us to was, he took us to his brother's perfume shop. This is something that happens in several countries. You get involved in a conversation with somebody and they want to take you to some store to shop for things. It was the second time in Egypt today that we were approached by someone to talk to us, to offer to help us out, and then offer to take us somewhere else. And it's very difficult to talk them out of this because they're used to it. So Mohammed took us to a perfume shop where they sat us down, they gave us a Pepsi and a Diet Pepsi, and then they told us to start eating our lunch, and they welcomed us as guests. They started telling us all about the perfume business. They closed the door. We were the only two people in there with the two of them. They put a bunch of glass bottles down telling us the different sizes of perfume. They made us smell it. It's a great gift to get somebody if you want it, but if you're enjoying your vacation and somebody comes up to you and you waste nearly 45 minutes watching videos. They showed me vlogging videos. Drew Binsky, he said you picked him out and did the video for him. Basically, we felt compelled to buy something. One of the other things is they tell you the shop is going to close down after this evening. It's only a temporary installment, so you have to buy it today because you can't come back tomorrow. We made up fake appointments at our hotel. We said that we had to go get a massage and a facial at our hotel, and we had to get out of there. Raul ended up buying a fragrance, a very small bottle of it. I don't know what it even smells like. I was in such a hurry to get out of that place that I had to say, look, I'm not in the market to buy a fragrance, and I can't make a quick decision on a fragrance like that. I guess the moral of the story is just be careful who you talk to, and maybe they are interested in learning about you, maybe they're not, but the number of tourists that come in here, it's obviously worked for them in the past, and I've been to 90 countries. I'm well traveled, I think. I still fell for it. I still thought this guy wanted to take us to a coffee shop and start talking to us and learn about things. And then when we entered this perfume shop, we were like, son of a gun. We knew exactly what we were in for. So 45 minutes down the tube, we walked back all the way to the hotel. Maybe I'm just more mad at myself for falling for it. But we did get our falafel, and I did get a Diet Pepsi out of it. Mohammed, thanks for the Diet Pepsi. I won't be back at 6 o'clock. I don't want to talk more about perfumes. All right. After our run-in with Mohammed and we got taken to the perfumery, we did get our falafel. This is a place that's highly rated. It's called Falafella. We ate one of the sandwiches while we were sitting with him, and then we wanted to run the hell out of there, so we took 2 of them home. These sandwiches are filled with something called fool, which we've learned is a stew of fava beans served with vegetable oil, cumin, and optionally with chopped parsley. So we're going to try our sandwiches with fool next. Please hold. It comes nicely in this little plastic container. This is the fool sandwich. It's originally served warm, but as I said, we ran out of that store. Really good. Spices are amazing. Go ahead, Raul, try yours.
See.
No, it's really good. If you think like refried beans with an Egyptian sort of Middle Eastern flavor inside of this tortilla type thing. And 4 sandwiches were about a little less than $1. Good place to go. Falafel. Check it out. Okay, so for our decision for dinner tonight, we decided to have Lebanese cuisine at this restaurant called Taboola.
Not Lebanese, Glenn.
Very highly rated on TripAdvisor, highly rated on this website that we saw online. We were going to have Egyptian, but we're going to have Egyptian tomorrow twice. So Donia at our hotel didn't want us to go have Lebanese. Sorry Donia, I know you're watching this, but let's check it out, let's see what it's got. Alright, so we just finished, actually my lighting is terrible, I'm probably going to keep that in. We just finished dinner at Taboola, the Lebanese restaurant, you just saw it, amazing food, and we were not alone. We met Sophia here.
Hi.
Sophia is from?
I'm Belgian Moroccan.
And you live?
In Amman, Jordan.
In Amman, Jordan, not too far. She's visiting friends here. We just started talking at the neighboring table. That's what I love about traveling. I love people that you just meet from all over the world. And she loves dad jokes, and from all the videos, you know I love a good dad joke. You remember the one about the fool? Well, it wasn't the only.
Yes, I really laughed out loud.
See, she really thought it was funny. You laughed, you laughed and thought it was funny too. She may be joining us tomorrow. We're going to see these large stone structures. Inshallah. We're gonna go see these large stone structures in the desert. They're called the pyramids.
Yes.
We'll have
form
to check.
Of a triangle.
Yeah, like a triangle, exactly. So maybe she'll give the jokes for you tomorrow. All right.
Yes, I really hope so.
And this is, oh, and by the way, this is her Instagram. Follow it. She just accepted me. We'll see you tomorrow.
No, I will not accept you.
She accepted me. She did. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. What did we do this morning?
Nothing.
So we woke up pretty late. It was about 10 a.m. because we really slept. It was one of the best sleeps I've had in a long time. Because as you know, I hadn't slept for 30 something hours. But then we woke up and we had a little bit of a trek to find a Starbucks. Remember that, Raul?
See.
Yeah, it was quite a walk up to the Starbucks. We went to the Starbucks that didn't exist first, and then we went to the one that was located in the mall, got our coffee, and walked about maybe 2 miles down the Nile toward Tahrir Square, which is also the general area where the Museum of Antiquities is. The walk down the Nile is great. It is loud. There's lots of people honking, lots of cars. The cars don't stay in lanes. They are going all over the place, and they're very fast moving, as you saw. And we had to make our own way across the road. But I mean, it's all part of it. It was great. It's still a great experience. Then we went to the Museum of Antiquities, and we got to see absolutely everything. All of the stuff in the museum is being moved to the new museum in Giza. That's going to open up in June. So a lot of things were on pallets, a lot of things weren't there, but the main things were still there. Most notably, the Mask of King Tut. The Mask of King Tut is basically the thing that everybody equates the most with Egypt. It was great to see. Unfortunately, we couldn't take any videos. We couldn't take any pictures in there. Hopefully, I found some video to splice into this so that you guys can see it. But you all know what I'm talking about. And then from there, we went to a falafel place called Falfella, which is highly rated. Everybody here knows it. It was so inexpensive for 4 sandwiches. It was less than 17 Egyptian pounds, which was around about $1, I think. And then we met Mohammad, who told us he wanted to have lunch with us and learn more about us, and then take us to a store where we were practically forced to buying a cent. Again, be careful who you talk to. Yeah, we sat there for 45 minutes watching videos from other vlogs about this man's company and how he makes these perfumes, and that this place was closing by midnight, and it wasn't, and it was just a pop-up shop, and you can get the same oils anywhere. Any one of these tourist souvenir stores you can find these oils in, and they all say that they're exclusives. Raul got something called King Ramses Secret. It's fine. Raul bought what they called the stingy size because it was the smallest one, because it was the cheapest one, and he felt obligated to buy it. Then Mohammad followed us out and asked us if we wanted to meet him at 6 o'clock to talk more about perfumes. Next time I would probably just say, the last 3 times this happened to me, I had to buy something and I'm not interested in buying anything, get up and walk out. As rude as it sounds, it's more rude to waste your time if you're on vacation. Anyway, I think that's our door. The butler may be here with something. I have no idea what. Hold on a moment. And it was Mohammad at the door who is bringing us our wonderful, delicious goodies from Egypt. Thank you so much. So yeah, I don't usually stay at hotels that offer you a butler, but Mohammed's been fantastic, and he brought us up these amazing, amazing Egyptian desserts. So we'll have that in a little bit. But yeah, to end it, we had a great dinner at a place called Tabula. Once we sat down in the restaurant, the gentleman at the table next to us, he was from Bahrain. He offered us 2 glasses of wine from his bottle of wine. And then once he left, the 2 women who sat down after him were from France and Belgium originally, and now living in Cairo and Amman, Jordan, respectively. They came over to our table and we shared a whole bunch of different appetizers and food. It was amazing. What an amazing night. Like I said, I love meeting people and sharing travel stories. It's fantastic. And Sophia, who you met on the video just a few minutes ago, is joining us tomorrow to go see the pyramids. How can I come here and not go see the pyramids? Tomorrow's day has the Sphinx, the pyramids, and probably the light show on the pyramids at night, which I've never seen. I am tossing around the idea of actually going into the Great Pyramid. I am terrified of small spaces, not small spaces like being on an airplane and that sort of thing. I'm talking about the passageway to get to the Queen's Chamber in the Great Pyramid. I've always wanted to go there, and I don't know if I can bring myself to do it, but you will find out tomorrow if it's as claustrophobic as they say. Does he make it? Does he go through? Find out tomorrow. Raul will do anything. Raul's fine. Anyway, I want to say goodnight to everybody from Cairo. If you like the video, subscribe, comment. I love the comments. And I do, the Egyptian people, aside from the odd chance encounter we had with Mohammad today, not Mohammad the butler, but Mohammad that was selling us perfume, the people here are fantastic. I love them. Anyway, have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next episode.